I want to get into the nub of the issue, which is how do you come up with the number that fits your requirement? And to a certain extent, this is the most personal thing that you can think of when it comes to personal finance, because it would depend on an inordinate number of factors.
Yes.
What is your lifestyle like right now? What is the lifestyle creep that you will be prone to? What is your career path likely to be? How conservative are you as an investor? What is your inheritance? How much money did your parents leave you? Did your aunt give you some money? It can be numerous different variables. So therefore, okay, we're not saying one size fit all solution, but what are the kind of assumptions that you need to make, and how do you come up with a number that fits for you? Mohit, I'll start with you.
Look, there are multiple ways of doing it, and technically a certified financial planner can take you through that journey, or a registered investment advisor can take you through that journey in terms of provisioning and planning for everything, right? So either you go the expense way or you go the income way. You can list out all your expenses, and then you can see how those expenses will grow over a period of time and what all will get eliminated out of it, right? So healthcare perhaps can increase, but child's education, your EMIs, your loans will all be paid off. You'll have a real asset of your own, and so on and so forth. So you can keep building those assumptions and come at a very, very realistic retirement number. And also will depend on the geographical location where you will finally decide
What is
to stay.
appropriate for inflation?
Look, my sense is, as you rightly pointed out, I'm not of the camp, Alex, thinking that inflation in our lifestyles will be like 6-7 odd %. I am a more realistic person with a 5 to 6% band. I think that's the most appropriate. If your country keeps getting advanced and if you are economically developing as a country, then perhaps the right inflation range to settle for is 5%. If you really want to build in some extreme scenarios, go for 6. But beyond that, I think it's more mathematical.
Unrealistic.
Yes. Right. So I think a 5% number should be a good number to go with. Take 3 scenarios, 4, 5 and 6, and you are pretty much okay with all the computations, right? So the second part is the income part, right? Now again, your income can be non-linear. It's never a straight line curve. It can go step. You will have step graphs in your career. So the right way to me is, if you are saving 15 to 25% in that band of your regular take-home income. Say you are a 1 lakh salaried guy. If you are putting in around 25,000 rupees monthly in your investments, and that 25 need not be all equity, it can be 20,000 equity and 5,000 of a smaller bucket, you will be very well taken care of. The only condition is, don't touch and tamper with that corpus. Don't pause that continuation mechanism. Continue it for 20 years. For whatever is your lifestyle, you will sustain that. You will definitely sustain that, right? That 20% marker is a great marker. 15 is the starting threshold, bare minimum. You do that, you're very well provisioned for and taken care of. You'll never go wrong in a retirement.
What is appropriate to calculate for a withdrawal rate? Because the person I was speaking to earlier in the week said 4% is a level for the West.
Yes.
In India, you might actually need less than that.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
So on the withdrawal rate, basically, let's say take a small calculation. If I have a 10 crore corpus at my retirement and I assume a 4% withdrawal rate, which means 40 lakhs a year.
Yeah.
Now 40 lakhs a year typically is roughly around 3.2 odd lakhs a month. That's my corpus at retirement. So if I have a retirement corpus at my age 60, which is 40 crores, I can easily withdraw around 3.5 lakh rupees every month, which in today's terms will be, let's say, 1.75 odd lakhs, considering an inflationary impact of 20 years on that, right? So that's your withdrawal rate, which can sustain you at 0% rate of return or at a very minimalistic rate of portfolio growth for 27 to 30 years.
Wow.
Okay, because 4% for 25 years you will deplete the corpus. Then corpus, if it beats inflation marginally also, will keep growing at a certain rate. So the typical computation comes at around 27 to 30 years. So at 60 years, if you start dipping into your retirement corpus by 4% every year, and the corpus is growing just above inflation every year, you're very well taken care of for 27 to 30 odd years. If it grows above 1% or 2% above inflation, which is, let's say, a typical 60-40 combination, a 60 equity, 40 debt, or a 50 equity, 50 debt combination, will also give you around 8 odd % kind of return, which is 1-2% above inflation. You are extremely well taken care of, Alex.